Midday and EDL supporters appear outside a pub. Within moments, just some of the 500 police on duty are there to separate the two groups.
Well, it's only around 12:30 in the afternoon and the atmosphere is already very confrontational. Behind me, members of the English Defence League with banners that say things like "No more mosques in England." And over here, members of Unite Against Fascism.
The police respond by surrounding members of the EDL and guiding them through the back streets of Piccadilly, keeping them contained and separate from rival protesters.
I'm sick of everyone taking over England. This is our country, we want it back.
When you say ours, who do you mean?
English people, this is our country.
Back from who?
Come on, have a word with yourself.
Where's the majority of the money going?
What you think about, she's winding me up.
Sorry?
Just take that out of my face, she's winding me up.
And he's probably going to be even more wound up, as he's expected to be charged with possession of articles to commit fraud. And there goes his sidekick, who'd also been selling the magazines all day, but seemed to have forgotten.
How do you enjoy selling those magazines for £3 when the vast majority of the money isn't going to the charity?
Which magazines?
The magazines you've been selling for £3.
I've been shopping.
For the past 3 years, Michaela has been addicted to the recreational drug GBL. Amazingly, the drug is totally legal, and Michaela gets it from nail varnish remover, which she buys for just 99 pence.
And now when you take it, how do you feel?
It just makes me forget. So I don't have to carry on. And just makes me forget about things that have happened to me and stuff like that.
So it's a way of getting away from everything.
When she returned, she appeared agitated and difficult to talk to.
Excuse me. Oh, Jesus, sorry.
It's very difficult at the moment because Michaela's obviously very distressed and doesn't really want to talk to us. We suspect maybe that she's taken some of the drug this morning. How are you feeling now? What's making you sort of...
Sorry.
It's okay.
After about half an hour, Michaela calmed down and we talked to her about pictures of herself in the newspaper which compare her to how she looked just 3 years ago.
From that to that, and that's what it's done to me.
What kind of feelings do you have when you look at those pictures?
I don't like it.
You look like a completely different person, don't you?
Yeah. It's horrible. Look at that today, it's just not me, it's just a totally different person, it doesn't even look nothing like me.
The BNP press office told us this morning that a meeting would be taking place up the road, but we found out from a tip-off it's at this pub here, and so did the protesters. You can see them arriving now, and a police wall will separate them.
No eggs today, but around 50 protesters here to voice their opinion that the BNP is a racist, fascist party. But they did win their seats in the European Parliament fair and square, and with that in mind, we went to listen to what their leader, Nick Griffin, had to say.
Well, the press conference is about to start, but we've been told we're not allowed to go in, and we're not sure why. We think it's because of our affiliation with the Manchester Evening News. We're going to check. Can you just tell us why we're not allowed in?
Yeah, because you've been told you can't come in. So
why, though? Mr. Goodrick, will anyone be willing to come and give us an explanation of why we're not allowed to come in?
Probably because you've printed systematic lies for the last week.
We're a television station. Since the Disability Discrimination Act of 1995, it's been unlawful to discriminate against anybody based on their disability in the provision of goods and services, education and transport. But 13 years on, and so much of what we do every day remains out of reach for people who use wheelchairs. Over the course of 3 years, Success has repeatedly asked the Abbey on Cross Street to explain why she's been left in the cold as a potential new customer. Nobody would even come out to speak to Success, even though we said we'd take the camera away.
I mean, to stay indoors and not even come out and see me and speak with me, OK, we can put the camera to one side, you know, but at least come out and speak with me. That's terrible.
We did receive a call from Abbey's central press office the next day saying the council had blocked the addition of a ramp due to mitigating circumstances. But I couldn't understand why the staff weren't aware of this, why nobody had told Success, and most surprising, why nobody would come out to see her. Around the city centre, places that do fully comply with the DDA seem to be the exception rather than the rule. and Success was treated as an irritant rather than somebody pointing out an issue of civil rights law.
So looking here on Shude Hill, we've got 5 retailers in a row that aren't complying with the Disability Discrimination Act.
Exactly, none of them are.
And that's just one street.
This is just one street, a very short piece of the street as well.
And often places miss the point of what discrimination is. When we visited this O2 shop on Cross Street, Success managed to get in and out of the shop eventually with the aid of me, 2 members of staff and a wooden plank. When we raised the issue with O2 head office, their solution was to add a button that wheelchair users could press for assistance, so that would mean going through exactly the same humiliation to get in and out of the store.
Alright, thanks very much. Look forward to hearing from you. See you. A month later, not one of the places we gave Success's details to have got in touch with her. And this was just 2 mornings, 2 streets in our huge city.